welcome to a little something I like to call RC Victory Lane. My name is BJ Williams, and tonight we are going to be recapping, at least as of right now, day two of qualifying at the 2023 Silver State Indoor Championships in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're also going to go ahead and do a quick rundown of the A main drivers for the classes that qualified yesterday because we were having some technical difficulties and couldn't get them pulled up. But we'll go ahead and run down those for you, and we'll go over the standings as they are right now. Round number 3 is going on as we speak, so if you want to catch that, you can go to Live RC on YouTube. You can also check out silverstate.liverc.com, or you can check it out again, silverstate.liverc.com, or you can check it out on Facebook at liverc.com. Just go to watch live at silverstate.liverc.com. And you'll be able to catch the live action with Scotty Ernst on the call. He's going to be the voice of the race all weekend. He's going to have some very, very cool interviews in the live RC broadcast center for this one. He actually just had an interview with Ty Tessman, 2014 Nitro Buggy World Champion. He also gets a couple of people that are having their first experience at the Silver State Indoor Championships, getting their perspective on things. So definitely check him out if you get an opportunity. Again, you can go to Live RC on YouTube, liverc.com on Facebook, and silverstate.liverc.com on your web browser. I'm going to start with a rundown of the races we didn't get to last night, and we'll give you the top 14 for the pro classes that are running their mains tomorrow, which is the Pro E-Buggy and the Pro Nitro Truck. Those will be running tomorrow. Mains, I believe, start at 7 a.m. at Silver State. They'll have the live RC broadcast around probably 8 local time. It'll be 10 o'clock Eastern. Convert for your appropriate time zone. 7 o'clock in the local time in Las Vegas, and I'm not quite sure when they will have the Pro A mains tomorrow, but I'm sure Scotty will have that information when he comes live around 12 o'clock. I want to say tomorrow morning. It might be earlier, so. Definitely stay tuned to Live RC on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, get the notifications. Make sure that you can check that out so you can watch all the action from the Silver State Indoor Championships in Las Vegas at the South Point Hotel and Casino. Going to do a quick rundown of the results for the top 14 in the pro classes, and we'll talk a bit about some of the observations that I've had over this one. In Pro E-Buggy, your top qualifier is Dakota Fenn. He finished with 2 points, with a second in round 1 and a win in round number 2. Qualifying second, Spencer Rivkin from Associated. He won round number 1 and finished second in round number 3. But Fenn, of course, had the better tiebreaker based on total laps and time. So he is your overall TQ, followed by Spencer Rivkin from Associated. Mason Fuller from Team Techno in third. Ty Tessman, not Tyrone. If you're watching, they call you Tyrone for some reason. His name is not Tyrone, it's Ty. And that's all I'll say about that. But Tessman, representing X-Ray, qualifies in fourth. Philon Wen, who was the toast of the Silver State Indoor Championships last year with his pass in the Pro E-Truck main, he qualifies fifth and straight into the A main for Pro Electric Buggy. Congrats to Philon on that. Brandon Rose Messworks in sixth, qualifies sixth. Ryan Mayfield for Techno qualifies 7th. Ryan Lutz for Kyosho qualifies 8th. Seth Van Dalen, also Techno, is 9th. Jared Tebow in his final full-time season for Mayako is 10th. Burkan Kilic running for, I believe, Kyosho or Mugen, I forget which one of the two. His first Silver State, he qualifies 11th. Ryan Cavalieri in 12th. Jim Warhurst 13th. And the final automatic qualifier for the A-Main, Yao Figueiredo, who I believe runs for Kyosho, in 14th with 25 points. Now we're going to switch gears and head over to the Pro Nitro Truck class. That will also run their A main tomorrow. Top qualifier, once again, Dakota Fenn. He wins round 1 and 2, takes the overall. He takes a perfect score in qualifying. Ryan Mayfield for Techno qualifies second. Yao Figueiredo for Kyosho qualifies third. Ryan Lutz for Kyosho fourth. Spencer Rivkin for Associated qualifies fifth. Ryan Cavalieri, Mason Fuller, Spencer Heckert, Frankie Contreras Jr. Going straight to the AMA himself. Congrats to Frankie. He's running for Mugen this year. And Ty Tessman for X-Ray. Round out your top 10. Your last 4 automatic qualifiers: Seth Van Dalen for Techno, Tanner Denny for S-Works, Marco Barufalo for, I believe, Techno, and Joe Bornhorst for S-Works with 22 points, just edging out Camden Lime, who took a win in round number 3 to make things interesting, but he was plagued, unfortunately, by a slow run in round number 1 and 2, and that is why he is the BQ for Pro Nitro Truck tomorrow. Gonna give you a quick rundown of the races that are running right now. Their current top 10, and as we're Pro Electric Truck is just about to wrap up as we're recording right now. So hopefully here in the next few minutes we'll have a full rundown. But right now, the top qualifier is Mason Fuller with 2 points, running for Techno, for HB. Spencer Rivkin for Associated in second with 5 points. Caden Fuller for HB with 8 points in third. Ryan Mayfield for Techno in fourth. Marco Barufalo for Techno in fifth. Ty Tessman for X-Ray in sixth. Cole Cassidy for Techno in seventh. Aiden Horn for Associated in eighth. Joe Bornhorst for S-Works in ninth. And Reno Savoya, who I believe represents Kyosho as well, running in 10th. And finally, for the premier race of the weekend, Pro Nitro Buggy, the race everybody wants to win. Top qualifier as of right now is Cole Ogden with 3 points with a win in round number 1. Spencer Rivkin for Associated winning TQ round number 2. He's in second with 8 points. Dakota Fenn is third with 8 points, but Rivkin has the better total laps in time. Phelan again looking to make both the Buggy A mains, as he is in fourth, running for HB with 11 points. Marco Barufalo for Techno with 13 points in fifth. Cole Teller, his first year with TLR at 19 points, is in sixth. Ryan Lutz for Kyosho is in seventh. Seth Van Dalen for Techno in eighth. Caden Fuller for HB in ninth. And Berkan Kilic, who's there with his twin brother Burak in their first appearance at Silver State, is 10th with 27 points, tied with Ty Tessman, but Berkan has the better laps and total time. Now, one thing I'm going to mention here while we're talking, we're about 8 minutes in, not to be a long video tonight, but one thing I'm going to mention right here is, if you're watching the race, you notice that as with any other the track most years, it is running and developing good character, which the racers have had challenges with dealing with over the course of both days of qualifying. But one thing that I've noticed, and I made mention of it in the live chat for the broadcast, is the fact that the track actually gets slower as the day progresses. Round 1, you probably, if you're going to get your best runs of the day, you're probably going to get it in round number 1, because the track is slowing down and fluffing up and loosening up and getting a lot of ruts in it. So if you don't get a good run in round number 1, you probably aren't going to get a very high result in qualifying, because, again, your best run is going to be in that first round when the track is at its best, even after a lot of track maintenance and other things, what have you. So you see quite a few drivers really took advantage of that first run, and then they kind of adjusted their setups a bit as the track loosened up over the course of the day, and the runs are getting slower. Now, they're not as slow today as they were yesterday. Yesterday, we had sometimes 7-8 second difference between the fastest runs in round number 1 and the fastest runs in rounds 2 and 3. Today, the difference is only like maybe 1 or 2 seconds. So I really think that there's a couple things you can probably play to that. One is the track maintenance. Joey Christensen and the boys out there from the dirt are doing an outstanding job taking care of the track and getting it set up to where it is able to hold up very well despite all the laps being run on it over the course of the day. And then also, again, racers just learning to adjust, especially in the intermediate and pro classes over the course of the day, able to take advantage of the changing conditions and their notes they probably had from previous races and previous years in somewhat similar circumstances, though the dirt at the South Point Casino Equestrian Arena is as Scotty describes it, a bit of a powdery consistency, probably a consistency you don't see very often, even in facilities like PNB at the Walter State Convention Center or any other, or even at some of the other race time or other events. This is probably the most unique dirt that you'll run on in a given year, unless you run maybe you'll run something similar like that in the Northwest at the Northwest Championship Tour up there. But most racers coming from other parts of the country, the Midwest, the Northeast, the Southeast, the Mid-Atlantic, South Atlantic, other places, aren't going to find powdery dirt that consistency over the course of the year. So a lot of the guys who are either have been at the Silver State before or who have run at somewhat similar track conditions are probably the ones who you're seeing at the top of the order in all the classes, not just in the pro classes, the sportsman, intermediate, 40 plus. I mean, Richard Saxton, props to the king, Richard Saxton, who running for Associated. He is the TQ in the 40 plus, I believe 40 plus E-Buggy, and I believe he also 40 plus Nitro. Let me go and pull it up here real quick. In the 40 plus classes, Richard Saxton is showing he's got quite a bit of pace to him. You have TQ and 40 plus electric buggy with two. He wins round 1 and round 3, and then 40 plus Nitro buggy. Looks like Drew Spurgeon got the top qualifier there. Richard Saxton second. Spurgeon having the better elapsed in time. One thing I should probably go and pause here real quick. The tiebreaker for this one is if there are two racers, tied on points in a given standing, the racer with the highest combined total laps in time gets that position. So they'll take your two best runs, total up your laps, they'll calculate your time approximately for that, and then whoever has the better total number, they get the position. And once again, Drew Spurgeon with 17:10:43 gets the TQ over Richard Saxton by about 5/100ths of a second. Actually, if you go to the third decimal, it's about 51/1000ths of a second between first and second in 40 plus Nitro buggy. But Drew Spurgeon's top qualifier, he will lead them off the tone in 40 plus on Sunday. See, go and go through over a couple other notable classes here. Let's see. Let's go to intermediate Nitro buggy. They're just wrapping up They're just getting ready here to run their third and final qualifier. As of right now, your current top qualifier is Justin Watson with 6 points, picking up a win in round number 2, followed by Brendan LaRoe, David Olson, Jimmy Fishback the 4th, Dylan Bartlett, Chris Nelson, the owner of TNR Fuels, great guy by the way, Garrett Martin, Ivan Moreno Jr. I'm going to have a quick note about Ivan Moreno Jr. here in just a second here, but let me finish the top 10 here. Moreno Jr. is in 8th. Matthew Willoughby is in 9th, and Nick Watland of Wally Bills rounds out your top 10 at the end of 2 rounds in intermediate Nitro buggy. Ivan Moreno Jr., he's a young racer, and I believe, just as I'm getting ready to go live tonight, he was just wrapping up the top qualifier in intermediate electric truck. He is someone who I very genuinely think, if I was team manager at an event like Silver State right now, I would certainly want to try and set up a chat with Ivan before the weekend is over, because he is someone who I genuinely think I would want to sign to a futures deal, if not this year, certainly next year, because he is someone who looks to be very fast, going on a similar track to someone like Frankie Contreras Jr. or Fee Long, and someone who I would want to get in on the ground floor with at the intermediate level and be able to pick him up so that he can get the pro guidance and pro mentorship like Frankie's getting from Adam Drake and Mugen going into the rest of the 2022-2023 season, going into 2024. So someone I definitely want to keep an eye on it is Ivan Moreno Jr. That is for sure. Speaking of pro electric truck, we'll go ahead and go over that one real quick, because that one is just about going to, I mentioned that one before, once again, it's Mason Fuller, your top qualifier, Spencer Rifkin is second, Caden Fuller, Mason's brother, is third, Ryan Mayfield, after some early struggles, he has definitely picked up the pace and definitely adjusted well to the track. He is in fourth, as they are awaiting the end of round number 3. Marco Bruflo in 5th, Ty Tessman 6th, Cole Cast in 7th, Aiden Horn 8th, Joe Warhorse Knight, and Reno Savoya in 10th, rounding out your field in pro electric truck. All right, going to go ahead and call it right here, but if you want to catch a couple of things here before we go, if you want to catch the rest of round number 3 of qualifying, you can catch it at silverstate.liverc.com. Click the watch live. You can watch the live video. You can go to LiveRC on YouTube. They have qualifying night 2 is up right now. Scott Aaron's on the call for that one. He's on the call for the LiveRC online feed, which you go to silverstate.liverc.com and check that out. Also, if you want to help support these recaps that I do, as I'm going to have a rundown of some of the mains tomorrow. I believe that the Pro E-Buggy will have had their A main. I might have that final result here when I go live tomorrow night. If not, I will have that for you when I go live on. I'll try to get that one for you. Maybe do a quick live on Sunday, going over the results of those, and then the Sunday mains. I will actually have a live on Monday morning, because the pro final is probably going to be running about I'd say probably about 11 o'clock that night. So I will be trying to have the rundown of that one on Monday morning. That'll be at 10:30 a.m. kind of running down and recapping the final results of the Silver State Indoor Championships. And also a little sidelight here, Matt Olson, who actually is a fellow who's doing some really good things with RC coverage. He is actually hosting the 5th scale race, which is also on the same property at the South Point Hotel and Casino. If you go to Mod Live Media, his YouTube channel, you can check out that. Actually, I think they may have just wrapped up their first day of qualifying, but you can check them out for rounds 2 and 3 tomorrow. I believe that will go live about 9 a.m. local time, which will be about 12 noon here in the East Coast. Convert for your local time zone. Check them out. Mod Live RC is the YouTube channel. I believe it's officially called Mod Media, but Mod Live RC. Check out the Silver State 5th Scale Championships, part of the Mod 5th Scale Championship Series. Also, if you want some time to kill while you're in between mains, tomorrow on the 8th scale side, which is taking place in the Equestrian Arena. So until we talk to you tomorrow night as we recap the first day of mains at the Silver State Indoor Championships, this is BJ Williams saying so long, God bless, turn left if you have to, turn right if you want to, and let's go racing. Nitro is the glory.